Welcome in, everyone, to another deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Today, things are going to be a little different.
Quite a bit different.
We're slowing things right down.
That's right.
Stepping into Belmere,
And Belmere.
a seemingly tranquil coastal town.
Very different from what we normally cover.
Totally different.
Yeah.
Usually we're looking at, big ideas.
Huge.
Huge. Yeah, big theories.
Grand narratives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
This time we're getting small.
intimate.
Focusing in on just the everyday rhythm of a single community.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just one little town, and it's going to be fascinating.
Our source material for this exploration is really interesting as well.
It is.
Because it's not a historical account
No.
or a piece of investigative journalism.
Right?
It's almost like a descriptive piece,
A snapshot.
a detailed snapshot,
Yeah, frozen in time.
offering us a glimpse into one full day in Belmere and the lives of its residents.
And you, the listener, can take this opportunity to
To appreciate how much you can actually learn from observing even the mundane.
That's right.
We often focus on extraordinary events.
Things.
Yeah. But today,
What we're covering.
we're going to uncover potential insights that are hidden in the ordinary flow of a town's day.
So today, our mission is to really get under the skin of Belmere's day.
That's right.
We're going to explore the subtle connections between the people,
The people.
what unhurried pace of their lives,
Right.
and offer you a moment of reflection on the beauty
Yeah.
that can be found in the everyday.
Okay.
So let's dive in.
Let's do it.
The piece opens with a detail about Belmere
It does.
that I found really telling.
Oh, yeah.
It says that Belmere isn't a place that people just pass through.
Right.
It's where people end up.
They end up, and more importantly, they stay.
They stay.
What does that suggest to you about the town?
It makes me curious.
Yeah.
What is it about this town
Right.
that makes people want to stay?
Yeah. Makes them end up there, and then once they're there, they never want to leave.
And the text goes on to say that
Yeah.
the town is full of stone cottages,
Okay.
colorful doors,
Flowers.
flowers lining the streets.
And then there's that constant sound of the waves.
Yeah, it's a really sensory introduction.
It's very deliberate.
Yeah,
I think those details are really important.
I agree.
They're not just there for aesthetic.
For giving us a sense of the place.
Exactly. They're contributing to the overall atmosphere and creating the quiet charm the text mentions.
Which probably plays a huge role in making people feel at home.
Fostering that sense of permanence. Yeah.
It makes you wonder about the kind of social environment
Yeah.
that develops in a place like that.
Where people put down roots.
Yeah.
Stay for a long time.
Then we get to meet some of the residents of Belmere,
We do.
starting with Mr. Collins,
Okay.
the cafe owner.
Yeah. Mr. Collins in that cafe.
He's been opening that cafe at 6 every morning
Every morning.
for over 30 years.
30 years.
Just think about that.
Wow.
30 years of daily routine.
Same place, same time.
In the same place, what kind of role do you think someone like that plays in a small town?
Oh, he's not just serving coffee. He's a fixture.
Yeah.
Part of the fabric of the community.
He's seen generations of Belmere life
Unfold before his very eyes.
within those cafe walls.
He's almost like a living archive of the town's stories.
Absolutely. Then we meet Nina,
Then Nina,
the young teacher,
a young teacher walking to the village school,
with her worn satchel.
giving everyone a smile.
What is that repeated daily walk?
Back and forth every day.
And those smiles and greetings tell us about her.
She seems very connected to her community.
Very integrated.
Yeah, part of the social life.
Recognized?
The opposite of anonymity.
Totally.
Everyone knows her. Everyone loves her.
And then there's Thomas.
Thomas, the retired fisherman.
Now, his routine I found particularly interesting.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. So he's retired.
Doesn't fish anymore, but he still goes to the harbor every day
Every day.
just to watch the sea and drink his tea.
Doesn't that say something?
It does.
What is the significance of that continued connection?
Well, even though he's retired,
Right.
he's maintaining this link to his former profession
His life's work.
and to Belmere's identity.
Because Belmere is a seaside town.
It's like the sea isn't just a backdrop for him.
It's in the blood.
It's a part of who he is.
Absolutely.
And then we have the Grant family.
The Grants, newcomers to Belmere,
Yeah, they just moved there last year.
they're still trying to figure everything out.
Still learning the town's gentle rhythm.
Why do you think the author included them?
I think it's to show that even though Belmere has these long-standing traditions,
Right.
it's not closed off.
Not completely.
New people are welcome.
But they have to adapt.
They do. It's almost like a test.
Yeah, like the town is saying.
Can you handle our pace?
Can you slow down?
Can you embrace our way of life?
Exactly. And then there's Lena,
Lena the painter.
living above the bookstore.
capturing the sea in her art.
Oh, yeah.
Her creative pursuit offers another lens through which to view Belmere.
Interesting.
How do you think her artistic interpretation
Her vision of Belmere.
differs from, say, Thomas's lived experience?
Oh, that's good.
Thomas with his years on the water.
Right, she's observing,
She's interpreting,
thinking about the visuals, the emotions,
while Thomas has this lifetime.
a deeper understanding.
Yeah, more weathered.
Okay, so we have all these people.
We've met our cast of characters.
Now, what does their day look like?
Yeah, what does a typical day actually look like in Belmere?
Well, the day starts gradually.
Yeah, it does.
The text describes windows opening,
Birds singing,
the smell of coffee from Mr. Collins's cafe.
drifting through the air.
What does this gentle awakening say about the town?
It's the opposite of a frantic city morning.
Right.
It's about slowing down,
Deliberate slowness.
connecting with the natural rhythms.
And there's Mr. Collins outside, sweeping his step.
His regulars starting to arrive.
Every morning, same time.
It feels like a very personal start to the day.
Not just anonymous transactions.
Not at all.
These are social rituals.
Bringing people together.
Reinforcing those community bonds.
And then we have Nina.
Walking to school,
And on her walk, she passes the bakery.
where Mrs. Grant is already up and baking.
The smell of bread wafting into the street.
She waves to Mrs. Grant.
Another small acknowledgement.
These little interactions are so important.
They really are.
They're like threads that weave the whole day together,
Connecting everyone,
highlighting how close they all are.
and even Thomas down at the harbor.
Still sipping his tea.
He nods to the boatmen,
Just a nod.
a silent understanding.
And then the Grant children come rushing past.
Full of energy.
A burst of youthful exuberance
But even their activity,
is contained within that familiar rhythm of the town.
it's not chaos.
Yeah, it's purposeful.
And as we move into midday,
Yeah,
things start to pick up a little bit.
the sun is higher in the sky.
The harbor gets busier,
The cafe is full.
but even then Mr. Collins remains.
Quickly but calmly.
In motion.
How does he do it?
I don't know, but he does it so well.
It's amazing the town gets busier, but that underlying sense of calm remains.
Yeah, it's not a harried pace.
No,
It's steady focused.
it speaks to this resilience
Adaptability.
that's built into their way of life.
And as the cafe is buzzing,
Lena is heading to the beach,
with her sketch pad,
looking for just the right light.
her artistic pursuit is so tied to the natural environment.
That's what draws her to Belmere,
She's not just living there, she's actively engaging with its beauty.
interpreting it through her art.
And as Lena is sketching,
Nina is teaching.
the sound of seagulls mixing with the children reciting their lessons.
That's a great image.
It is.
It really blurs the lines between the natural world.
And human activity.
I wonder if that makes people feel more connected to their environment.
It must do.
Yeah.
Then we have Anna Grant
Heading to the market.
to get some things for dinner.
And even that becomes a social interaction.
She chats with the farmer.
They exchange recipes.
These aren't just transactions in Belmere.
No, these are opportunities to connect.
To build relationships.
So different from just running into the supermarket.
And as the afternoon wears on,
Yeah.
the town slows down again.
People seeking shade from the sun.
Yeah, a natural pause in the day.
Dictated by the environment.
But even then,
Yeah.
Thomas is still at the harbor.
Of course he is.
And this time he's sharing stories
Oh, yeah.
with a group of tourists.
So even the retired residents.
Contribute to the town's narrative.
For visitors.
It shows how the history and memory of the town
Is kept alive.
passed on.
Creating a sense of place.
Meanwhile, Lena is still painting
Adapting to the changing light.
under a big umbrella.
Wow. Dedicated.
Her artistic process is a constant observation of Belmere's landscape.
What a life.
And then as evening approaches,
The sun starts to set.
the Grant children come rushing back home.
After a busy day.
And we get to see those small routines of family life,
Dinner time, homework bath.
those glimpses
Yeah.
into their private lives.
It grounds the story of the town.
Shows that it's made up of individual experiences.
Exactly.
Even Mr. Collins.
Takes a break.
Yeah, he sits down
In his empty cafe.
for a quiet moment to himself.
After a long day of serving the community.
It humanizes him.
Yeah.
Reminds us that he has his own needs too.
Then the town wakes up again.
It does.
Dinner time.
People are out and about.
New smells fill the air.
Music drifts through the streets.
A sense of shared experience.
And Nina
Nature.
heads to the beach.
With a book.
She reads until dusk.
Until the light fades.
And then she leaves a small stack of pebbles on the sand.
What do you think that means?
It stood out to me too.
A tiny little detail, but it feels significant.
It does.
Maybe it's a connection to the place.
A way of marking her presence.
Or a form of reflection.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Thomas,
He's walking home.
content after a day at the harbor.
That quiet
It's
satisfaction.
a recurring theme.
And Lena is capturing the last light of the sunset.
From her rooftop,
Her artistic pursuit continues until the very end of the day.
drawing inspiration from her surroundings.
And then night falls.
The town quiets down.
The sound of the sea becomes more prominent.
Lights start to go out.
A gentle transition to stillness.
The focus shifting from the human to the natural.
And we get these brief but intimate glimpses.
Into people's homes.
The children are sleeping,
Where
listening to the wind.
Obeah doing his nightly routine.
Nina is writing in her journal.
These little moments.
Give us a sense of closure.
A peaceful end to the day.
And then, finally,
Yeah.
the lighthouse.
Oh, the lighthouse.
It no longer shines,
Right.
but it still stands watch.
What a powerful image to end on.
It is. What do you think it represents?
Even though it's inactive,
From
it's a constant presence.
a symbol of Belmere's history.
A reminder of the town's connection to the sea.
A silent guardian.
Timelessness.
So there you have it, listener.
A day in the life of Belmere.
A day that unfolded gradually.
A series of small moments.
From Mr. Collins's early start,
To Nina's evening on the beach.
we witness a community
Defined by its gentle rhythm.
and the subtle connections between its residents.
All under the watchful gaze of that unlit lighthouse.
And I think the key takeaway here,
Is that consistent, unhurried way of life?
the gentle pace of life in Belmere,
It's a place where people choose to stay.
drawn by its quiet charm.
And that sense of belonging.
And the day unfolds through those seemingly small but significant actions.
Nina leaving those pebbles.
Lena painting until dark.
The lighthouse standing guard.
These small poetic details,
Encapsulate Belmere.
a place of quiet contemplation.
Deeply connected to its environment.
So as you reflect on this deep dive into Belmere,
Think about your own experiences.
have you noticed similar rhythms and connections in your own community?
What value do you see in those small, often overlooked routines?
This exploration of Belmere leaves us with a final thought.
What are the unseen stories unfolding around you?
What subtle details reveal the unique rhythm of your own community?
And think about the places that people choose to call home.
The places they end up in and stay.
What unspoken narratives are embedded in that kind of rootedness?
That's all for today.
Until next time.
We'll see you on the next deep dive.
Goodbye.
Bye.